at the snow?
Yeah, I'm wondering if Zach and everybody has their corn all harvested.
Got done Saturday night.
Well, that's good.
Is Sheriff Pingree doing any deer hunting this year?
For the first time last night, saw 3 does and 2 coyotes. So pretty uneventful.
Muzzleloader open this weekend. I had both tags filled by now. Last year, this year I haven't seen a deer, and I've been out every day.
Okay, if you'll stand, we'll say the Pledge of Allegiance. We'll do the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic
for which it stands,
one nation under God,
indivisible,
with liberty and justice for all. Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
So first thing we have is to approve of the agenda. Is there any additions or corrections to the agenda? Courtney?
I have none.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll second that.
Okay, it's been moved and second to approve the agenda. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Contrary? Motion carried. Okay, next is the approval of the minutes. You have those all been attached. Is there any corrections on the minute?
I'll move to approve the minutes of the October 12th meeting.
I'll second.
Okay, it's been moved and second to approve the minutes of the October 12th meeting. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Contrary? Motion carried. Okay, Zach.
Everybody had 3 utility permits today. First one is for Windstream. This is replacing some line on 240th Street, it's east of Halbert. They're going to bore in about 450 foot of fiber. They're going to stay in the back side of the right of way on the south side of the road there. Really don't see any issues with this one. Should be pretty simple. So.
Okay.
This is let's see. Yeah, just about a half mile east of Halbert.
Do you want to, Courtney, you want to approve these individually or as a group?
As a lump is fine.
Okay. I have no questions on the Halber one.
Okay.
Looks good.
The next 2 are for West Central Iowa Rural Water. These are both for in the town of Maple River. One on this first one, and then the second permit, it's about 4 other locations. So if you remember, they submitted a permit for 2 or 3 weeks ago for about 4 original locations. These are basically 5 more adding to that. Again, we've kind of been out there and looked at their preliminary route. They're going to get us as-builts after they've installed them on exactly where they're going to be. So, but I think this is probably the extent of them for now. There could be more in the future, but for right now, I think this is what they're looking at for getting these houses served. Guess any questions on those two?
Just on the Maple River one, do they have, how was their water source before? Did each home have an individual well, or did they have some type of system?
I believe they have their own well, so,
Actually, I think there's three systems up there. There's rural water, there's a community well, and then there's individual wells. When we was doing the sewer, that's the reason we didn't do any metering up there.
I'll make a motion to approve the utility permits.
Okay, it's been moved. Is there a second?
I'll second.
It's been moved and second. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Contrary? Motion carried. Anything else, Zach?
nope, I think that's it. I'll leave, these three with Courtney for whoever wants to come in and sign them. But no, nothing else. Obviously, Mother Nature decided to change things on us today, and we'll see how the rest of the week goes, but, I guess October is here.
Yeah. All right. Okay, thanks, Zach.
Thanks, Zach.
Thank you.
Okay, next we have is the sheriff's quarterly report.
Morning, everybody.
Morning.
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 Everybody have a copy in their hand?
Yes.
For July, August, and September of 2020, the sheriff's office took in $24,170.41. And after the permits were paid out, that left us a total of $15,903.57. So pretty straightforward as always. Any questions about anything on that?
Anything outstanding or that stands out, Ken? I didn't see anything myself.
No, the only kind of new thing that's going on is, I guess in the last several months, we brought in roughly $14,000, holding a few prisoners for Greene and Guthrie counties, female prisoners. So that's reflected on here also.
That $4,675 in miscellaneous. What is that?
I have to ask Sean. What-
I just want to make sure miscellaneous trust, you know.
Any other questions for Ken?
It goes into a trust account, so it's all paid. What was that, Gene? Or
Any
Neil?
other questions for Ken?
I'm just gonna update everybody. Our newest deputy, Austin Stevenholler, is starting his 7th week at the academy today. Everything's going good for him. And our newest Dodge Durango is out in the parking lot. All the stripes are put on it, and Kel-Tec comes and picks it up Friday to put the equipment in it. So we've had it now for about 2 months. Things are really backed up, but I'm trying to get equipment and trying to get things scheduled.
Okay. Is there a motion to approve the sheriff's quarterly report?
I'll move to approve the sheriff's quarterly report.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Contrary, motion carried. Thanks, Ken.
Have a good day, everybody.
And then we have a meeting Thursday again?
Yes,
Okay,
9 o'clock.
all right. Okay, is the recorder there?
Yes. Good morning, Ashley. Hello.
Good morning. Here with the quarterly report for Q1, July, August, September. Nothing super crazy out of the ordinary. It's a year to date. It is higher than last year. That's just I have your recording here. Nothing major otherwise.
really tell people refinancing their
Yeah,
house.
there's, the mortgages are really high, yeah.
Any questions for Ashton? If there's no questions, we're in order for a motion to approve the recorder's report.
I'll make a motion to approve the recorder's quarterly report.
I'll second.
Okay, it's been moved in second. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Contrary, motion carried. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Ashton.
Next, we have inter-fund transfers. Courtney, you want to take that over?
Sure. We have two of them. Both of them are from local option. One is going into the supplemental fund and the other is going into the general fund. This is just 85% of what was budgeted to be moved in there. So, normally I probably would have waited until January to do this, but the supplemental fund is kind of low and it doesn't take it. If you remember, we didn't levy any money in that supplemental fund. We were using that to offset the mental health levy. So we needed to get some money put in there so that fund would stay in the positive. And the general fund was also being used to offset the mental health levy. So this is 85% of what we budgeted.
Okay. Any questions or discussion on that? These are basically routine things that we've been done in the past. I'll make a motion that we approve the resolution to transfer monies from local option sales tax to the general supplemental fund. That resolution in the sum of $422,803.60.
You gave the amount for the general supplemental.
Yeah, that's what the motion was.
Okay. Then I'll second that.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Oh, wait a minute, this is roll call, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
Miners,
yes.
Shetler,
Yes.
Bach,
Yes.
motion carries.
Okay. Now we have the other one.
Yeah, that's
I
it.
will,
Okay, go ahead.
I'll approve the resolution for the general basic fund for the transfer of $160,575.20 from the local option sales tax fund.
I'll second.
Okay, it's been moved and second. Any further discussion? If not, roll call.
Austin,
Yes.
Miners,
Yes.
Shetler,
Yes.
Bach,
Yes.
motion carries. I'll have this in my office, so if you're in the area, you can feel free to stop by and sign these.
All right. Next we have is the Class C liquor license for Carroll Country Club.
I'll go ahead and make a motion for the Class C liquor license for the Carroll Country Club.
Okay, there's been a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Okay, it's been moved and second to approve the Class C liquor license for Carroll Country Club. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Contrary, motion carried. Okay. Next is we have the closing certificate for the bonds on the Essex radio system. This is just a closing statement that we have to approve, right, Courtney?
Yeah, Bob Jostin sent me information and asked that we get the certificate signed regarding the closing of the county's federal obligation refund funds. I believe this is the last step to finalize it.
Yeah, because when do we get these funds?
That was handled last week.
Okay.
So I believe a long time ago. All right. I believe it was on the 14th, we received the proceeds. And then on the 15th, we sent a wire to Motorola to pay off what we owed Motorola.
Okay. Is there any questions or discussion on this item? Otherwise, we need a motion to approve the closing statement.
Also move.
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second that.
Okay, it's been moved and second. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Contrary? Motion carried. Okay. Next we have is manure management annual updates. We have only one there for Brian Schrader, Falcon Site, Section 1 of Arcadia Township. And it's a 4-year update. And they changed crop rotations and updated the P index. So that does that. Thanks, Stephanie, for giving me that information. Next is committee reports. Does anyone want to start?
I do. I'll start. First, I had a meeting on Tuesday with a foster grandparent and RSVP, and that was rescheduled due to not having a quorum for the September meeting. Important items of business that I'll highlight. They had the Senior Fun Day, September 16th, and they had about 300 people. They had a drive-through at Swan Lake for that. It was very successful. RSVP, in addition to the supervisor appointment, needs 2 new board members. We do have a list of some people that we're going to contact, but if anyone has any ideas or knows someone who'd like to serve on the RSVP board, have them get a hold of me. On foster grandparents, we had a volunteer resignation, but we have a couple of new recruits. And on the Speak Up program, it's on hold probably until spring. There are 156 kids are interested. They may do it by Zoom. They had Make a Difference Day, which they package things up for people with the blizzard packs, and the congregate meals all delivery now, so that has changed the picture a little bit, but we're still going to do it. Our next meeting is scheduled for December 1st. Next meeting I went to was on the CPPC meeting, which was on Thursday. And first, Molly shared the report, the financial report for the year 2021, which looked very good. That was Molly Scott. She's the director. She also shared the transfer letter. We got some money from juvenile court services in the amount of $15,000. And they were the second judicial districts. They wanted the money shared with Carroll Greene and Sac counties. Our district has more than Carroll and Greene County. It also has, Audubon and Guthrie County. And the Sac County district, which is also managed by Molly, has the Crawford County. So we had to devise a way of sharing that money just with those counties, which are in two CPBC districts. So we sent out our FPs, hoping to get some bids for, they want life skills programs for those three counties. And whatever the program is has to be offered in those three counties. Molly Scott also gave the coordinated report various activities she had participated in. We had $1,635 left over on our mini grant request. And we had a request from the ISU Greene County Extension Service for a total more than that, but we just gave them $1,635 because that's all we had left. The next meeting from that is going to be December 17th. Thursday, let's see. Okay, also on Wednesday, I had a separate thing where I had to sign the RSVP and foster grandparents checks. And all week I've been reviewing different requests that Dawn's been sending from the 2nd Judicial District. The 2nd Judicial District is in charge of the CARES funding, and we have some money in that. And some people are getting quite creative in how to ask for that money, so we'll have to sort those out at our next meeting, which is August 28th, or October 28th, excuse me. This week, I have the radio newspaper. Wednesday, I have the Coalition of Human Services. And Thursday, we all meet with Shive Hattery for their monthly report. That's my report. Are there any questions?
No, I don't have any. I can go next. This last week, I did the radio and newspaper, and then I had several calls in regard to the Manning 2-mile zone between Dawn and Carl and Rich, and they're going to set up some meetings. And I think Courtney kind of sent that out to you if you just want to attend. I think I'll caution that the reason we kind of, Rich decided that probably being that's in my district that I'd probably take the lead on this. I think we want to watch out so I don't want to have too many of us there so we don't violate open meetings laws. So we'll have to watch that. But they are planning on having meetings for the public. They're trying to schedule them out 3 different dates, 2 different times each date in order to make it so they're self-distance and be COVID conscious on this whole thing. Then on
Gene, I have a
Yeah.
question on that. Is that going to be a public meeting anyway?
No, it's just more an information meeting is what they
Okay,
are.
all right.
They're not going to be a public. It's just they're inviting the residents that live within that side that can ask questions of the city. And I've talked to Carl about possibly being available by phone for questions or being in attendance. So we're going to work out those logistics, but we're trying to so that we don't have too many people there at one time.
Yep.
Then Friday I had, let's see. Yeah, that covers that. Friday I had Yes Center board meeting up at Cherokee. We approved the financials. We're looking real good there. We did get our state license renewed, and also our mechanical restraints approved if they need to be used. We did approve a contract with Humboldt Hospital for transportation for mental health patients. Our transportation has they really keep those cars busy. Matter of fact, we got those 2 new cars and both of them are way over 50,000 miles already. We averaged 9.75 for the month. We were at 11 on Friday when we had our meeting. We do not have any BIA or kids from the Indian reservations there yet. They're keeping them on the reservation due to the COVID restrictions. And they did have one non-gender client there this last month. The union vote the retention vote will be coming up next week. So we'll see where that shakes out there. This week I have, I wish this thing wouldn't shut down so fast. I'm going to sit in on for Rich on a housing meeting in Carroll in regard to some of the problems they're having up there on the north end of Carroll. And then on Thursday, also the Shiva Havery meeting that we're having in regard to the jail. That's my week. Any questions on any of those?
I can go next. Last week, had the Conservation Board meeting on Monday night. They did not have the meeting because of a lack of a quorum. Jason did send out an update. They're not going to reconvene again until November. So I'll just hit some of the highlights, and I did send this update to everyone. The siding project on the barn museum at Swan Lake has been completed. The original bid was for $12,400, labor and materials, but they decided to go ahead and do the soffit as well. The soffit needs to go on before the steel siding goes on, so it was the time to do it. The final cost, and that was in the payables last week. I looked, I thought that was kind of high, but I guess it's all explained here. $13,635. The section of the Riverside Trail that was damaged during the water line installation has been fixed. They're working to get some hazard ash trees removed this fall and working on getting estimates for stump removal. They purchased some trees from Earl May to start replacing those trees in the areas where they were removed, the ash trees were removed. Earl May took 25% off of the price of some really nice trees. So hopefully they'll have a good start with some more mature trees as opposed to planting bare root trees. The East Shelter project, the roof has been finished, should be finished by tomorrow, so it should be on today for the snow. Then the soffit, fascia and windows and siding. After the last meeting, we had some good news from the grant application through Pella Roll Screen Foundation. They had applied for $12,000 to cover the cost of the windows, the Pella windows that they purchased. At the grant review, they liked the project so much and saw it as a great community project. So they ended up giving $25,000, over twice what they had asked for. So that was a good thing. There's Jason brought up about gun range permits and how they're going to try to look at those and change the gun range permits. And the final thing was the campgrounds will be open through the last weekend of October. So as of this morning, that will probably come quicker. But then throughout the week, basically last week, I was involved in the contact tracing that actually started on Tuesday. There were some real challenges with this. It's a real different animal, and I asked Carl earlier about some of the challenges we're having with the state software system. And that's probably going to be a continuing thing. Don't you agree with that, Carl?
Yeah, it's they're actually only allowing it to be on the old Internet Explorer and things that are kind of typical for the state. So they're a little more difficult to deal with. Their instructions aren't the greatest, but after we got through the first one, the other installs went easier, but I think you said they had some problems with it kicking them out and not letting them back in, things like that, which is going to be at the state level.
And just the nature of the contact tracing, it's difficult for those people to navigate that. There are some very patient tracers that we have, and I think they're working well with what's going on there. One thing that I guess I pulled from this is that the initial contact, most of the individuals, if they have symptoms, they call their doctor. Their doctor has them come in, and if they prove positive, then they get direction from the doctor. So that is the good part about this, and that is probably the most important part, because I think they're finding that when they contact trace, that they're hearing it for the second time. And so if the doctor can be emphatic about how they should change their lifestyles for the next 14 days, a lot of this becomes a lot easier. So the initial contact is really, really very important. The contact tracing, I'll just say, I think it's hopefully going to be better this week. It was very challenging last week, but by Friday, it had improved considerably. So, but the numbers keep going up, and they're going to continue to keep going up the way it looks. Then I had the on Thursday, Zach got a hold of me, and this is a drain issue that we've talked about before. It's in Drain 49 in Sheridan Township, Section 32, and it comes out of if you look at it, and I'm sure that Zach's going to bring it to the board at some point in time. But Zach and I went and looked at it. There's some real, the issue there is the drain comes out of a piece of property, and then it goes into the Houghton property, and all I think it's a 24-inch drain is completely exposed there for at least 100 feet. And it's just washed out. There's a waterway there. And there's been some issues in the past. This has been brought up before. But Zach wanted to maybe take care of that before next spring. Hopefully do it this fall yet. And while they can still get in there. I talked to the individual that farms the ground, and he was okay with it. I think if you remember the last time we visited this, he was waiting to see if they couldn't put some of that into CRP. And that option does not exist for them. And so he went ahead and said it was okay to go ahead and move forward with this. So Zach will probably be bringing that to the board next week, I'm assuming. Had the Emergency Coalition meeting last Friday, and also had the North Raccoon River Watershed Management Coalition quarterly meeting. It was a long meeting. The engineers went over some of the projects that they're going to be working on in Buena Vista County. But the big item that was on the agenda was replacing the coordinator. They feel that it's very important to have a coordinator for this watershed. And so they're going to go ahead, they're going to go forward, and should not cost the county anything. There's grant dollars that are available for this, but they're going to go ahead and look for a coordinator for the watershed. So that was my week. This week, I guess I have the jail meeting on Thursday. Any questions?
Okay, I'll go. Last week I had Wesco. Last month they had 36 positions open. Today they have less than half of that. They changed a little bit of their regulation on the hiring process, so they're hoping to get more staff in.
The board did go ahead, it was an 8-0 motion to approve a building of a 10-bedroom duplex. So their location it's called Camelot. It's in the center of town. They'll be closing that location. And they looked for real estate for over a year now, and they partnered with Jim Brown. And he's going to own the lot, and then he will own the home. Wesco is going to pay for the materials. So really at the end of it, they're not out anything. And then they continue, like right now they're losing upwards of $200,000. And the goal would be at the end of this, that they would be bringing in about $35,000 additional dollars a year. It's all HUD related, and they're in the process of getting removed from that HUD assistance, but that takes over 8 months. And I can leave you guys the blueprint. This is obviously going to be changing some. We made some changes last Monday night as far as bathroom and making sure the doors were wide enough. It's a really exciting project for Wesco. I think it's going to be a great project for their community. And they're looking for contractors as we speak that can still get this done today. It will be on a slab, so there won't be pretty exciting stuff for Wesco. Financial side, they're preparing for CARF. CARF will be online virtual this year, which will be something different that they've never done before. Financials, they had 97,542 at a loss for the month, which has been a little difficult to navigate with the waters because they've received $305,098.71 in relief funds, and they paid out $218,575 in hero payments. We're going to try and see if we can move those funds to a different spreadsheet so that the financials actually don't look in the negative, because they're not. Any questions with that? We approved checks and the regular stuff. Everything's going well at Wesco. And then I had the emergency coalition, but Dean covered that well. This week I have the daycare tonight, and then I will not be at the jail meeting. I will try and Zoom in on Thursday.
Okay. Carl, is there any comments?
No comments.
Okay. I'm just to bring it to your attention, I'm sure most of you have been aware, the president of the Supervisors affiliate, Ken Abrams, passed away here lately. And Barry Anderson now is filling that seat as far as the president. So I just wanted to make that aware to you. One other thing I'll make a comment is also that this last week I had spent some time between the mayor in Templeton and some of the officials in Audubon County talking about some different tax issues in regard to certain businesses. And so I've been having some discussions on that also. Courtney, do you have anything?
I really don't have anything to add. Next week it'll be a bill day, and Shannon Landauer with CADC will be here at 10 with an update.
I forgot to mention in my report too, I did receive quite a few calls on the 2-mile zoning radius for Manning. And Gene, if you want me to go with you, I'm more than willing, but if I understand having to be careful.
Well, yeah, we just gotta be careful on what we're doing there, so.
And then I work back a little bit on a road issue north of town.
All right. Anything else? If there is nothing else, we're gonna have a short meeting today. We're in order for a motion to adjourn.
I'll make the motion to adjourn.
Second that.
Been moved in second. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Contrary, motion